Hi guys, welcome to the video here on the concept of propensity to spend. This is to show its effect on aggregate demand and GDP, but more closely links into a benefit of achieving a greater equity in the distribution of income. All right, so what is propensity to spend? So this is the likelihood that a person who gains an extra dollar will actually spend that dollar. Okay, so when people have money, there's generally two things that an individual can do with that money. They can either spend it or save it. And so we're going to talk about two different groups of people here and how they manage that extra dollar gained. And we're going to talk to it from the idea of if governments are to spend money, they've got a choice where they spend it. Okay, so they have a choice. They can give that money to a high income earner. Yeah, and then that high income earner is going to make a decision to spend some of that money or save some of that money. And you've got to think about it from the perspective of if someone's got lots of money and they're not, say, living paycheck to paycheck, they have a choice on what they spend that extra dollar on. Do they spend that extra dollar in the economy, or do they put that money into the bank and save it for a rainy day, for example? And as you guys know from the circular flow of income, any money that's not spent and is saved is deemed a leakage from the economy. Okay, that doesn't form part of the aggregate demand equation. And so what you find then is all of the money that's given to these high income earners, some will be spent, and then that amount that is spent will be converted to that equivalent level of production or GDP. So then on the other side, we have low income earners. These are people who generally don't have big bank accounts and lots of money lying around. And if they get an extra dollar through whatever program that the government's running, they are much more likely to spend that money and less likely to save. Now, there's a big red X here. That doesn't mean that low income earners don't save. It's just they have a higher propensity or likelihood to spend because they don't have as much spare money lying around in bank accounts. Okay, so when low income earners get an extra dollar from whatever source, whether it's the government or from income or whatever, they have a higher propensity to spend. And as a result, if these low income earners spend all of the extra money given by the government, then all of that money is transferred to an increase in aggregate demand and an increase in GDP. And you can see here by the relative sizes of the little GDP icons that a benefit of government spending money to improve the equity in the distribution of income, e.g. Low income earners earning more money, then all of that money or a high percentage of that money is generally transferred to an increase in production, having flow-on benefits in the economy. So just to summarize here, this is all talks about a benefit of improving equity in the distribution of income. And the first key point is government revenue spent on, oh, government revenue spent, lower income earners is more likely to be spent, therefore having a direct impact on GDP in an economy. Whereas money spent on high income earners is more likely to be saved, not demonstrating a direct benefit. Now, this isn't the only good thing, and there is also negative sides to improving equity in the distribution of income. But when you're asked about how there's a benefit to improving the distribution of income, then this could be one that you talk about. Thanks, guys. Happy learning.